Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
And I hope the mic does sound right. Hi, I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. And I want to talk about the psychology of the market cycle, and the reason I want to talk about it is because the markets are very depressed, and I know a lot of people are beginning to doubt a positive outcome for some of the choices they made, and perhaps some of the choices they made by listening to some of the videos that I made. And so I'm going to give a little insightful discussion on the psychology of the market, and hopefully that it's effective in helping everybody have confidence in where we stand right now. As you can see, that's a very familiar chart there. Others have shown it as well. I'm going to take you, though, to a definition first. And in that definition, what you're going to see is here, Market Psychology from Investopedia. It's a relatively recent, May 11th, 2022. And it says, market psychology refers to the prevailing behaviors and aggregate sentiment of market actors at any point in time. The term is often used by the financial media and analysts to explain market movement that may not be explained by other metrics, such as fundamentals. Market psychology describes the overall behavior of a market based on emotional and cognitive factors on net, and should not be confused with trader psychology, which refers to the same factors but affect just a single individual. Market psychology describes the overall behavior of a market based on emotional and cognitive factors. And so when we look at that psychology chart again, you have to ask yourself, where do you think we are right now in this market cycle? And I'm going to demonstrate to you where we are. And then I'm going to hopefully help you see that it is a very good time to be confident instead of panicking or getting angry or capitulating or losing your belief in what you've already decided to do. So if you look at this chart, you can see the progression, the price going up, and the associated feelings that occur with it over time. And if I were to say where we are right now, I would say we're kind of somewhere in this area right here. And for some coins, we're starting to get right about here. Why do I say that? Well, let's take a look at some other information. So if we are right about here, let's go start with the big mama jama of the crypto market and see where it's at. And right here you see Bitcoin. And we are down here in price. We are down here in time, referring back to the cheat sheet, the price, the time. We are somewhere down here. It doesn't look like we've started this rally yet in Bitcoin. But see, that's pretty much where we are. Pretty much bottoming out. How about the next guy, Ether? Pretty much the same. Look at all that red. We're pretty much bottoming out. Got a little bit up and down here, bouncing. But we're still deep in the red. And notice I'm looking at the year. Every coin I show you is going to be the year chart. So this is where it's been for a year. Let's compare Ethereum to the cheat sheet. We have the up and we have the down. See these little spikes, a little anger. Like I said, we were right about here. And doesn't Ethereum seem to look very much like that? So we're right about here. Okay, now I'm going to pick some other random coins. Then I'll talk about the coins that I personally mentioned in my other videos. How about Hedera? That's a popular coin. Look, oh my goodness. Look where deep we are here. Are you noticing a trend, folks? Again, we're looking at a year. Let's go with VeChain. Oh my goodness. Look where we are, folks. Way down here. How about Quant? Wow. Look where we are, folks. This is over the course of a year. And this is where we are. So now what does the Wall Street chart say? It says, who shorted the market? Why did the government allow this to happen? My retirement money is lost. How can we pay for all this new stuff? I'm an idiot. Before that, capitulation. I'm getting 100% out of the markets. I can't afford to lose more. I don't want you to do that if you are listening to my channel. And if we go up here, simplified market cycle, peak right here, trough right here. And I'm sure you've noticed that in the coins that I've shown you so far, we are down, 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 down in a trough. Well, what does a trough represent? Point of maximum financial opportunity. The point of maximum financial opportunity is right there in that trough. So while the market psychology is feeling badly and reacting badly, we don't necessarily want to follow the market psychology now, do we? No. What we want to do is based on this article from Forbes. Now notice this article is 10 years old. So it's nothing new. But it says buy when there's blood in the streets. Buy when there's blood in the streets. Buy when there's blood in the streets. And without reading this entire article, which I'm not going to do, it mentions Baron Rothschild had said, saying the time is to buy is when there's blood in the streets. And even more, the original quote is believed to be buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. And I doubt the overwhelming majority of my viewers who have been with me for a while have dollar cost averaged for their purchases to be as low as the coins I've recommended are now, because I've recommended AMP, and look how deep down in the red it is. Keeping in mind, you're comparing this to this. So what do we start seeing next? We'll talk about that later. How about we all should give an iota? We should all go. There's iota. Oops, I just closed Algo. Let me reopen Algo here. I apologize on that. Alrighty. And here's Algo for the year. I've recommended the X's, XDC, and here's XDC for the year. I've recommended Stellar, and here's Stellar for the year. And of course, I've recommended XRP, and here is XRP for the year. Are you noticing the similarity, folks? Remember, this is the point of maximum financial opportunity. Keep in mind, this is the market psychology. This is the masses. This is how they think. This is how they react. And let's face the reality here. Most people lose money because for somebody to have 10% gains, somebody collectively or individually had to have 10% loss. So for the phenomenal numbers that we're looking for us to see a 2x, 3x, 10x, 100x, collectively there must be a group of people who lost that much money. So we don't want to be those who panic and capitulate, get angry and depressed and lose because we sold out. No, we don't. We want to do more like this, going against the crowd. Contrarians, as the name implies, try to do the opposite of the crowd. They get excited when an otherwise good company has a sharp but undeserved drop in share price. They swim against the current and assume the market is usually wrong at both its extreme lows and highs. The more prices swing, the more misguided they believe the rest of the market to be. Folks, I am not ashamed to say I'm a contrarian investor. I do not follow the crowd. If you remember, in my previous video from Twitter, I told you point blank, my thoughts are not mainstream because see, the mainstream are subjected to this. And we here at DK will talk about it, hopefully, are not. Are we alone? Well, I asked the question on Bing, are crypto whales buying? Are crypto whales buying? And the answer is yes. And speaking on the primary recommendation, keep it in mind, I am not a financial advisor. I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. But crypto whales are accumulating XRP after a recent price increase. This article is just a day old. So do you think the crypto whales know something that we don't know? Well, according to sentiment, they apparently do because they are accumulating, not selling. So if we're going to follow the money, and in prior videos I asked who are the whales? The banks, financial institutions, the really big money. They're accumulating. So while the market cycle is falling prey to this type of thinking, we need to fall prey to this type of thinking. And we need to be thinking more of, if at least, hodl, hold on for dear life. And if you're in a position, this might be your opportunity for maximum financial growth. So let's continue to be contrarian in our way of thinking and not fall prey to the market psychology, because yes, it is a head game and it's a gut game and it's going to test your resolve. But if you believed in what you purchased when you purchased it and nothing has really changed, why change it? So where am I at with that? I think Mr. Poole had a little picture that told us, and that's what I'm telling everybody else. Don't panic. Don't panic. I think I'll end this video with something I say, and I say it all the time when appropriate. And right now I think it's appropriate. Nobody makes any money, and nobody loses any money until somebody sells something. Don't capitulate. Don't panic, because we are probably right here next. Yes, XRP woke up a little bit. And although some may have trouble believing it, over here, see, it's going to start happening. And then everybody's going to get optimistic and think, oh, wow, great. Whoo! Wipe the sweat and snap it off your brow. So the only thing I recommend going forward, folks, is here it comes, is don't get full of yourself. See, it says here, euphoria. I'm a genius. We're all going to be rich. Well, pride comes before a crash. Okay, you see that? So take your profits, start planning them now, because here they come. Don't be worried and anxious and denial and panicking and capitulating and angry and depressed right now, and don't disbelieve that this is going to happen, because it's going to happen. So now start marking your exit territories, your exit markers up to here. And once you walk out and you avoid this, then you can say you're a genius. I hope this helps everybody recognize that we are blood in the streets. And the average investor is going to get scared and run. But the savvy investors are going to scoop up all they can get, or at least hold on to what they have, recognizing that nobody makes money. And more importantly, if you're already invested, nobody loses money until somebody sells something. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.